Airline passengers in the UK have been told to expect delays to continue as staff shortages cause chaos. The industry regulator, the Civil Aviation Authority, says it's concerned about the experiences customers are facing, and it warned airlines against making last-minute cancellations. Manchester Airport says delays there could last for at least a month. Travellers have been hit by disruption over the past week, and the coming weekend is expected to see some operators return to pre-pandemic levels. Here's our transport correspondent, Katy Austin.
Holidays are back. Going away is easier again with UK travel restrictions removed.
There's now huge demand for travel in the Easter and summer holidays, and airports and airlines that were hit so badly during the pandemic are trying to scale up again quickly to meet that demand.
But many people's pre-Easter trips had a bumpy start. There were long queues at some airports last weekend, including at Manchester, which has had problems for weeks.
The biggest area of challenge that we've had is here in security.
After shedding jobs during COVID, airport bosses admit they've struggled to hire again quickly enough.
The speed and the scale of recovery has caught us, and it has meant that we are short-staffed at the moment. It has meant that there is a number of weeks where our processes need to catch up, our recruitment processes. But again, we're confident that in a matter of weeks we will be in that position. I think we're going to have instances of queues over the next 4 to 6 weeks. But as I said, there will be lots of people will get through in 5 or 10 minutes. The majority will get through in 30 or 40 minutes.
Airports say COVID documentation checks are also adding to delays. A specialist recruiter near Gatwick Airport said huge hiring drives were underway ahead of the summer, but filling roles, including baggage handlers, has been a challenge.
We have had a large volume of people who have taken the decision to stay in the employment that they found after they were made redundant. I think that they feel that that may be a little bit more stable, and there is a little bit of nervousness of coming back to work in an industry that essentially made them redundant.
Recruitment has been a problem for airlines too. EasyJet has cancelled hundreds of flights this week, blaming staff sickness. British Airways has also made cancellations. Among those whose plans have been ruined are these school children. Half their group had already gone on a ski trip, but their EasyJet flight from Gatwick to join them was cancelled.
It's really sad because we had to get up really, really early in the morning for absolutely nothing. Just to go to the airport and wait for about 6 hours, sitting down next to our suitcases, looking forward for something that wasn't going to happen.
EasyJet said sorry and offered further assistance, including a refund. Businesses are happy to see so many passengers again, but not everyone's much anticipated journeys have gone to plan. Katy Austin, BBC News in Manchester.
Our correspondent Ben Boulos has been at Manchester Airport this morning and has been telling us more about the disruptions across the country.
Well, it's likely to be a busy few days ahead at this airport and others around the country as many families go away for the Easter break. In many cases, their first trips abroad since the pandemic. And we've already seen big queues here at Manchester Airport at check-in and security over the last couple of weeks. And that's something that has been seen at some other airports as well. And the reason for that is because of a lack of staff. Now, that's being caused by a combination of high levels of sickness and a lot of unfilled vacancies. Now, you'll be well aware that the travel industry has been one of the hardest hit by the pandemic, and over the last 2 years a lot of people have had to be laid off, a lot of workers have been laid off or themselves have chosen to go and look for work elsewhere. So although we're now seeing a pickup in demand for flights and bookings are up as travel restrictions have all pretty much gone, the industry is struggling to fill the gaps to get the staff needed to meet that demand. Let me just talk you through some of the numbers. Take Stansted Airport, for example. Over the Easter weekend last year, they had about 8,000 passengers passing through. This Easter weekend, they're expecting 240,000 passengers. At the same time, flights are being cancelled. More than 1,000 were cancelled last week, mostly British Airways and EasyJet flights. Again, that's due to a lack of staff. EasyJet telling us that their staff sickness levels are about double what they are normally. And then you've got the problem of recruitment. Take Luton Airport as an example. 400 job vacancies across many roles, including firefighters, security staff, hospitality staff. And the problem is you can't just get people in overnight and put them in those jobs. What the airport bosses are telling us is there is a rigorous security vetting process, training. And so we could see these delays at airports lasting anything for the next up to 2 months.
Our correspondent Ben Boulos reporting from Manchester Airport earlier.